Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at a new Astral Radiance deck, and that's going to be Hisuian Samurott VSTAR. Now, I've already done a video on Hisuian Samurott VSTAR on my channel. That was with Urshifu. This is a more straightforward version that relies more on quick shooting, things like that. So we're running the 4-3 Samurott because it is our main attacker. In this deck, the other deck, we have the Urshifu and the Samurott. This one we have just the Samurott. But of course, we're going to be having the Samurott as our main attacker, which has two really good attributes. It has the attack Merciless Blade for 2 Dark Energy, just 2 Darkness Energy. That is really easy to pay. It does 110 damage, and if your opponent's active Pokemon has any damage counters on them already, it does 110 more damage. So we hit 220 damage for 2 energy if your opponent's active already has damage on it when you use the attack. And that's really solid. Zacian saw a lot of play just because its damage was just really good. It one-shot V Pokemon. It one-shot Tag Team Pokemon with Alter Creation. That damage was really good. And Samurott pays that for 2 energy and does close to the same amount of damage. But we also have the V-Star power as well, which is an ability called Moon Star that lets you, once you're in your turn, you can put 4 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. And this just has so much versatility. In the Urshifu deck, we play it mainly for setting up Metacham plays, but in this deck, we can use it to just put damage counters on our opponent's active, and then just knock them out with our Merciless Blade. We can just put 4 damage counters on them. If we have a Choice Belt on our Samurott, then we just Merciless Blade them for 250, that's 290, and they will be knocked out, most likely, if they're not a VMAX. Will KO like other V-Stars, Arceus, stuff like that, which is super nice. It's a really efficient way to one-shot V-Stars early in the game. And there also are other ways we can use the Moon Star. We can use it in combination with quick shooting to knock out like a Sobble. You can just take like an extra prize card. So like sometimes this ability can just be like a Burst GX, which is really cool. And so there's a lot of different versatility for the ability, and then the attack is just super solid. It also, the attack will always 2-shot things, which is super nice if we hit them for 110. If we hit them again, then we'll be hitting 220. If that Pokemon already has a damage counter, because they already have the damage from the 110 damage hit, we'll just be hitting them for 220. And 110 plus 220 is 330. So we'll be one-shotting almost every, or two-shotting almost every Pokemon in the game consistently, which is another just great attribute. You don't have to get that one shot with the quick shootings and the choice belts and stuff. You can just go for the 2-shot, which is a really solid attribute. It is a dark type as well, which means you do have weakness on Mew. The only thing about Mew is that 110 damage with weakness is only 220. And since their fusion energy says that you can't put damage counters on them, or you can't, their abilities don't affect them, which essentially says damage counters because our Zigzagoons and our quick shootings won't affect them, and our Moon Star won't affect them. We have to play Temple of Sinnoh, which is a new stadium card that says all special energy attached to Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, provides 1 colorless energy and have no other effect. So this basically just turns off fusion energy, and lets us put the quick shootings and Zigzagoons on them so we can take the one shot with the weakness. We have no special energy ourselves. We're just running a basic dark energy, which means that this Tempo Sinnoh literally does nothing against us, which is super solid. Of course, we're running the Inteleon engine. We're running a 4-4-2-1. I feel like most Inteleon engine lists lately have been going more towards the 4-3 and then 1 quick shooting, 1 shady dealings Inteleon. I think in this deck specifically, you want to go back to like kind of the old school, I guess. 4 Sobble, 4 Drizzle, 2 quick shooting, 1 Inteleon shady dealings, because it just helps you set up more consistently. In this deck, its biggest issue is setting up. If this deck doesn't set up, it can get behind a little bit quickly because you really need to be developing your quick shooting and things instead of using them on multiple shady dealings and Inteleons to try and recover a lost board or a board that you're behind in. Any of the other Pokemon we have, 1 copy of Manaphy. For Jolteon, if that's still around, and then of course Urshifu, the big one, but also the new Radiant Greninja, which is a new card that came out that snipes 90 damage to 2 things for 3 energy, and that's really good in the Palkia deck. It can be powered up in some niche other decks like Arceus. They can power that thing up. They have the water energy. There's Greninja is a really good card, and going forward, Greninja will probably see a lot of play. So you want to make sure you have that Manaphy to protect your Sobbles and Drizzles. And then 1 copy of Galarian Zigzagoon to get that early damage before you have the time to develop a quick shooting. I've seen some lists play 2 Zigzagoon. I think 1's fine. Like I said, you 2-shot anything because you just do 110 and then you get them again for 220 because they already have the damage counters on them from the other hits. So, 2-shotting things at the beginning of the game is not the end of the world. That Galarian Zigzagoon there is also nice for math on other things. Like a Bidoof, you can do the Mooncleave Star on the Bidoof, hit it for 40, quick shooting it, then 20 another up to 60, and then Zigzagoon will finish them off. So you can kind of get that burst GX effect on some other 70 HP Pokemon like the Bidoof and Manaphy. Trainer cards are running 4 Quick Ball, 3 Level Ball, 3 Incense, 1 Ultra Ball. It's felt fun. You can bump up the Ultra Ball count if you want to try and get out the Samurott turn 1, because like I mentioned, this deck can kind of have a tough time setting up sometimes. 2 Dark Patch, which is another reason why the Samurott is just so good, is because it's so efficient and there's so many ways to power it up. Not only do you have Dark Patch, you also have Raihan as well. So you'll be able to string Samurotts relatively easily. And 2 Dark Patch just helps you with that. 1 copy of Energy Search, so we can essentially search our energy out of our deck with our Drizzle and Inteleon. So we can just get that out of the deck if we need it. We don't have Starbirth to search out our energy, which is usually what Arceus does. They're using their Starbirth to search out their basic energy they need or their Double Turbo. This deck, we can just play Energy Search and Drizzle for that. 1 copy of Ordinary Rod. This can get back energy. If you're running a little low, maybe you had to discard some early, you had a tough research, something like that, you get those back. And also get back discarded quick shootings. It can get back a Samurott VSTAR if you prized one, and you need to attack with 3. Just things like that. It can also get back Manaphy in the Earthtree matchup. 3 Scoop Up Nets. This might seem a little bit high. 2 is probably the standard. But I found myself really needing more Scoop Up Nets. I was just not doing anything if I didn't have the Scoop Up Nets. I wasn't using enough quick shootings. I was oftentimes having to use my Scoop Up Nets to Scoop Up Net a Drizzle to reuse it. And so just having those extra Scoop Up Nets is really, really nice. I would consider 4. If you want to cut something in here and add a 4 Scoop Up Net, I'll be 100% down. It's also a pivot for Dark Patch, things like that. Scoop Up Net's just a really, really good card. I already mentioned the one from Waltz 10 Sinnohs. Our supporter lineup is super straightforward. 2 Boss, 2 Mario, 2 Research, 2 Raihan. Nothing really more to say. You have everything you need. You have Draw, Disruption, Gust, and Energy Acceleration. Only thing you potentially add maybe a Roxanne. Roxanne doesn't feel as great in this deck because you don't have a single prize attacker. If you had a single prize attacker, what you could do is your opponent would knock out 1 Samurott VSTAR. They go down to 4 prizes. They knock out the single prize attacker. They go down to 3, and then you could Roxanne them twice with your Pal Pad, which would be pretty effective. So if they got 3 prize cards because they knocked out the Samurott and the single prizer, and then they have to knock out 2 more Pokemon guaranteed because you have 3 prizes in your deck. So you'll get another turn of Roxanne after that one. So if you want to add a Roxanne, that's definitely a really, really solid card, and can also help you come back from those kind of rough opening boards that this deck can have. Is you can Roxanne your opponent low, try and take the advantage from there. We also have 1 copy of Air Balloon. Once again, another Dark Patch pivot. 2 copies of Choice Belt, because that's what is going to help us take the 1-shots on the Pokemon VSTAR. And then 8 copies of Basic Dark Energy. Pretty straightforward list. There isn't too much fancy things in this. But yeah, it's just solid, pretty, relatively consistent list. And let's just get into a match here on PTCGO. I'm ready with my... Okay, so we have Samurott and Inteleon. Let's go ahead and get into a game here. Matchups I want to try and hit. I want to try and face up against an Arceus because I want to showcase that matchup. I think that matchup is pretty decent if you can get your deck up and running, of course. So we hit this Ginger Kills. In lieu of a Mew coin and Psychic Sleeves, makes me think they are playing Mew. I do win the coin flip, which is really, really nice. So yeah, we will go first, of course. Getting out that RV turn 1 as well as energy attachment is going to be crucial. My hand is not bad. Against Mew, this is definitely could be worse. We will actually see if they're playing Mew. If they aren't playing Mew, we probably don't have to get out a second Samurott here. Probably just chill with the 1 in the active and the energy. Let's see. Are they playing Mew? They are not. They're playing Whimsicott. Okay, this is a very, very favorite matchup. The only thing they really have against us are the Crushing Hammers and the Path of the Peak to potentially turn off our ability. So yeah, we will take 2 mulligans, which is really, really nice. Go ahead and take those 2 mulligans. Not bad, incense. Pretty solid. Let's see what our opponent opens with here. Bidoof. Okay, what do we want to do? I think we definitely want to get down these tools. We won't be able to attach them after Whimsicott starts attacking. So I'm going to Quick Ball. I could discard this Dark Energy and then hold the Dark Patch for next turn in case, or to basically make all the Crushing Hammers null and void. I think I'll discard a Choice Belt here. We're not going to be able to attach that later. We only have two spots for tools, really. So let's go ahead and get out our Samurott. Yep. We'll bench. Do we want to? I think I'm going to Quick Ball this Dark Energy. And then just hold the Dark Patch for next turn. I'm also going to hold these tools as well. I could attach the Choice Belt, maybe, to maybe force a Scrapper out of them. I don't know. It really depends on their list. I don't know Whimsicott list very well. I don't know if they're going to be playing the Scrapper, so we'll just go ahead and get out of Sobble. Do I attach the Air Balloon? I think I actually will attach these tools, just because if they hit the Scrapper, they hit the Scrapper, and our deck is just so favored in this matchup. Even if we take another turn after this one to really get attacking, that'll be fine. We'll just be in such a solid spot, so we'll just pass. I like this spot. Our hand is really, really good. Okay, our opponent starts with a Fog Crystal, gets the Whimsicott. Okay, so they're getting their ideal setup, it looks like. They have energy here, and maybe a raw support. They'll be definitely attacking. There is the Psychic Energy. I really hope my opponent does not retreat and uses Fluff to get in the way. That is a misplay I see Whimsicott players last round at least making like a lot. It doesn't make sense to me. Why would you just put your attacker up in the active? Okay, there's our research. Did discard a Crushing Hammer, so really nice. We were forcing them to discard that. Also Raihan, which isn't bad. Switch. Oh my god, no way, dude. Whimsicott players, can you please explain to me why are we using Fluff that gets in the way? There's a Temple of Sinnoh. That is insane in this matchup. So we're just gonna play our hand out. We'll Dark Patch. Excuse me. Yeah, so we'll Dark Patch onto the bench. Then we will Incense. Go ahead. Grab out our VSTAR. Like PTCGO will work, okay. Yeah, we'll go out our Samurott VSTAR. We will evolve. We might as well play this. It doesn't affect us at all. It only affects our opponents. And we'll Drizzle. We're just gonna go ahead and get a research here. We're gonna need this. Wait. I could this energy search here and guarantee the knockout the VSTAR power? I think I just want to go a little bit risky and play the research. I just want to be able to make sure I have a hand. Sometimes Whimsicott can take over the game pretty quickly if you do not have a hand. There's our energy, so this is looking really, really good for us. We didn't not get the out to Galarian Ditsugun. So I think I'll just use my VSTAR power here. And we're just in such a commanding position. I have the boss. I have the quick shooting. I might as well just evolve this as well. Bench this. I think I'll just VSTAR power this and then take the knockout, and then we have the quick shooting boss next turn. I could also scoop up nets. Yeah, I think I'll scoop up net. That protects against the Marnie more, because if we get Marnied into like a hand that has the second boss, or it has an out to Zidzagoon and Drizzle, we could just Drizzle for the boss, or we could Drizzle for the Zidzagoon if we have the boss, vice versa. So we'll just do that. Then I will VSTAR power the active, and then Merciless Blade 250. And that is a turn 2, 290 effectively. 290 damage on the second turn. That's nuts. This deck is really, really good. And this deck, I believe, is pretty cheap too. I'm pretty sure you can get like a VSTAR for like 10 packs, 12 packs, and the V is like 5. So if you have like a decent amount of Astral Radiance packs, you'll probably be able to get your hands on some Samurotts. There's a Fog Crystal for another Whimsicott V. Yeah, we're just in such a commanding position. There's a Hammer. Does hit heads. That's slightly annoying. But we do have the Ultra Ball to get the Zigzagoon off the prizes. Okay, Ultra Ball. Discarding Fan Balloon. Yep, the barrel. So they're going to be drawing up here with the barrel. Okay, yep. Industrial Scissors drawing 3. If they don't get a draw supporter here, I think we just win the game pretty much. If they don't get a draw supporter here, I think we just knock out the barrel maybe and say you can't draw now. I wouldn't hate that. Okay, quick ball for Crobat, so they are probably going to find a draw supporter off this. They've drawn a lot, like a decent amount of cards this game so far. They're drawing 3 more. And then also a win out. Now we can just knock out those boss ones we got. Knock it out, and then boss KO this Crobat for game. That was a quick ball to start a Marnie. Fail. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know why they failed that. That doesn't make a ton of sense to me. There's the Marnie. That's fine. Our hand was pretty much perfect, but I don't know how too bad our hand can get here. Okay, Dark Energy Research, we're fine. We're absolutely chilling. Okay, there is the Double Turbo. The retreat into the Bidoof and the pass. Okay, we have no Drizzle out, which jinx. So I think we'll just attach here. I can move the energy. There we go. We'll Rod some energy back in because we're just going to research this hand. So we'll Rod a single Dark back in. And we'll just research. No reason to play Scubanets to reset the Sobble. We want to have access to Drizzle this turn so we can develop a quick shooting next turn. Okay, there's some level balls. Nice. A bunch of Sobble, and then we'll do this. I want to get Drizzle, and I think I'll just Drizzle for Evo Incense. So I can get the quick shooting next turn. So we'll Drizzle. Shady Dealings. For what? Yeah, Evo Incense. So we can get that quick shooting next turn. And then I'll just Merciless Blade. Yeah, we'll just Merciless Blade, take the knockout. And we're just in such a commanding position. I don't know if there's really any way our opponent can win. They have to get the V-Star and bump the Stadium and get the Psychic Energy and get another Whimsy Cut Down and hit 2 Hammerheads. I think that's the only way they can really try and dig their way out of this game. There's a Raihan, so they have the energy and the V-Star, I'm assuming, guaranteed here, which is fine. The Temple of Sinnoh, maybe doing its job here. Let's see. They can hit it all off of its Raihan, but barrel. Okay. Okay, there's the patch. They have that. The Double Turbo back online. They're able to attack for the Double Turbo and Psychic Energy now. There's Incense for the V-Star that they have it all pretty much except for the hammers. 2 Hammerheads would be annoying, but it's probably workable. Yeah, so Industrial Scissors are drawing 5. There's hammer number 1. Okay, hits the heads. And we see a second hammer. Looks like a no. Okay, there's Quick Ball. Do they play 2 Crobat? Did you play 2 Crobat? Yeah, okay. So they're just going to trick 1, and that's basically game. Like, they did not get another V here, which makes 0 sense to me. Maybe they prized, like, 2 Vs. But we can just attach energy, Incense, establish quick shooting, and then just knock out. And that's pretty much game. We have access to every card in our deck through this Sobble. So quick shooting, be active, and then the Merciless Blade will come in, and we will just hit for 250, knock out those Whimsicott. And yeah, that's probably just game at. I don't think there's actually any way possible for my opponent to win from this situation. Okay, we have both the Raihans, which is nice, I guess. But yeah, and there's a scoop. Yes, that was just a really good showcase of what Samurott does versus V-Stars. Obviously, I had the in that hand. I not only had the quick shoot, I also had the level ball and the quick ball, so I could have reached for the 280 on the Arceus. So I could have just knocked out an Arceus there too, which is enough. Like this deck, what this deck can do is kind of crazy sometimes. Um, and my voice is getting a little bit tired here. I haven't recorded a video in a little bit, so just getting back into the groove. But I think I'm gonna cut off the video there. That was just a really good showcase of Samurott deck setting up, doing what it wants to do. Yeah, that's gonna do it for the video, guys. If you guys liked it, don't forget to leave a like. If you guys want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. I'll hopefully be doing more Astral Radiance content. This set is really cool. There's just so many new decks. There's tons and tons of new decks that I might cover. So if you guys want to see some of that, don't forget to subscribe. And yeah,